Few crimes in the history of Australia have rocked the nation as much as did the Lynn murders. Till date, people are not sure whether it was a crime of passion, or rather a crime of greed and envy. On July 18, 2009, Brenda Lynn, a 15-year-old girl, was out on a school trip in New Caledonia. As she looked forward to a day of activities and adventure, she opened her Facebook for some scrolling session. What? Soon her world turned dark as her timeline was flooding with gruesome pictures of her own family of 5 massacred. But she had received no phone call, no intimation. Was it a sick joke of a kind? As only yesterday she was at home laughing and enjoying with her family. In understanding the tragic events that unfolded, it's essential to briefly talk about the background of Lynn family's life before their world was shattered. Min Lynn and Yun Lynn, along with their children Henry and Terry, epitomized the immigrant dream, having immigrated to Australia from China in pursuit of a better life. Theirs was a story of perseverance and hard work, as they established a successful news agency business in Sydney. Central to their story was Yun's sister Kathy and her husband Robert C. Robert, once a successful surgeon in China, found himself grappling with failed ambitions in Australia, his aspirations thwarted by setbacks in the restaurant industry. The Lynn family's immigration to Australia symbolized a journey of hope and opportunity. Their success in business reflected not only their entrepreneurial spirit, but also their resilience in the face of adversity. Yet, beneath the veneer of prosperity lurked simmering tensions and unspoken resentments, setting the stage for the tragic events that would soon unfold. On the night of July 18, 2009, tranquility turned to terror in the Lynn household. What began as an ordinary evening ended in unspeakable horror as Min Lynn, his wife Yun, their 2 young boys Henry and Terry, and Yun's sister Irene were mercilessly bludgeoned to death within their own home. The violence was swift and merciless, leaving behind a scene of unimaginable devastation. When dawn broke, the true extent of the tragedy was revealed. Kathy, Robert, and neighbors to the Lynns made the grim discovery, stumbling upon the grisly aftermath of the massacre.
Hello, I need an ambulance to 55A Boundary Road.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Someone seems to be killed.
Is someone bleeding? Is someone unconscious?
I think they died.
Why? Why?
I'm not sure, but maybe someone killed my brother's family.
Why do you think that?
I need someone to come quick.
We are coming. You need to stop screaming and tell me what the problem is.
Yeah, I think someone killed my brother's family.
Are they on the ground?
No, they are in the bedroom. They're all in the bedroom. Just quick.
We are driving there. Don't say quick. Tell me what's wrong. Have you seen your brother?
I'm not sure.
No, it's yes or no. Have you seen him in the house?
I didn't see him.
But why do you think he's dead? I'm a bit confused.
Because I saw my brother's sister-in-law, the body, and I saw the sister-in-law, sister's body, and I saw the 2 cousins, to my brother's sister's body. So I can't stay up there. I didn't see my brother.
Can you see their bodies?
Yeah, I saw.
Paramedics arrived, but hope quickly faded as it became apparent that there were no survivors to be found amidst the carnage. Blood splattered on the walls bore witness to the brutality of the attack, a stark testament to the sheer ferocity unleashed upon the unsuspecting family. What confounded investigators was the absence of any forced entry into the Lynn residence. There were no signs of a break-in, no shattered locks or jimmied windows. Even more perplexing was the untouched state of Brenda Lynn's room, seemingly undisturbed when compared to the rest of the house. It became clear that whoever had perpetrated this heinous act was intimately familiar with the layout of the household, their actions calculated and deliberate. Police investigation noted heavy blood spatter from floor to the ceiling. The faces of the victims were so disfigured that forensic analysis had to be used to identify them. Could it be murder-suicide? Nope, not possible, thought the police, as no suicide victim could cause such self-inflicted brutality. Possibly such brazen murder of 5 people would mean more than one perpetrator. Could the Chinese mafia that existed in the underbelly of Sydney be involved? But soon the police realized that the murderer was not a stranger to the house. He knew the layout well, even the location of the circuit breaker. He even knew Brenda was not home, as it appeared that the attacker did not enter her room. Nothing had been stolen or ransacked. Forensic analysts also determined that the killings had started with a hammer-like object. Law enforcement agencies started investigating all possible angles, and soon suspicion quickly turned towards Robert C., Yunlin's brother-in-law, as a prime suspect. Despite outward appearances of being a supportive uncle and brother-in-law, investigators delved deeper into Z's background and relationships, uncovering a tangled web of resentment and jealousy. Crucial evidence began to emerge, linking Robert to the crime scene. Among the most damning pieces of evidence was the discovery of bloodied footprints matching a size 9.5 Asics sneaker, coincidentally the same size worn by Robert. And in a covert police surveillance, he was caught cutting up one of his size 9.5 Asics sneakers and flushing it down the toilet in order to dispose the evidence. Not only that, but forensic investigators searched Robert's house and found a stain of blood in his garage, which was later revealed to have contained the DNA of 4 of the 5 victims. This seemingly incriminating detail, combined with Robert's close proximity to the victims and his failed attempts to dispose of evidence, placed him squarely at the center of the investigation. However, the case against Robert was not without its challenges. Despite the mounting evidence and circumstantial clues, investigators faced an uphill battle in securing a conviction. He had no prior criminal record and had maintained a facade of normalcy in the community. Yet, as the investigation progressed, inconsistencies in his behavior and actions began to surface, casting further doubt on his innocence. The pursuit of justice in the Lin family murder case was fraught with delays and challenges, prolonging the agony for the victims' loved ones. The trial, initially scheduled for March 17, 2014, faced multiple postponements due to various factors, including the presiding judge's ill health. As the trial unfolded, shocking revelations emerged, shedding light on the motives behind the brutal murders. While jealousy and resentment towards Min Lin's success played a role, the true catalyst for the violence was a disturbing pattern of sexual abuse directed towards Brenda Lin, the sole surviving member of the family. Brenda Lin's courageous testimony proved to be a pivotal moment in the trial, providing first-hand accounts of the abuse she endured at the hands of her uncle. Her testimony not only corroborated the prosecution's narrative, but also humanized the victims, offering a glimpse into the unimaginable trauma inflicted upon the Lin family. The weight of the evidence and the gravity of Brenda's testimony proved insurmountable. In the end, the truth prevailed, and Robert was rightfully convicted for his crimes. Robert Z. was found guilty on all counts of murder. The 11-1 guilty verdict served as a long-awaited vindication for the victims and their grieving loved ones, validating their relentless pursuit of justice in the face of unimaginable loss. With the guilty verdict pronounced, attention turned to the sentencing phase, where the full extent of Robert C.'s crimes would be met with the stern hand of justice. On February 13, 2017, Justice Fullerton delivered the final verdict: 5 consecutive life sentences, ensuring that Z would spend the remainder of his days behind bars, stripped of his freedom and held accountable for the atrocities he committed. Yet, amid the closure and semblance of justice, the lingering impact of the tragedy weighed heavily on Brenda Lin and the rest of the family. Their lives irrevocably altered by the senseless loss of their loved ones. They grappled with the aftermath of the trauma, seeking solace and healing in the wake of devastation.